Cowabunga Ranger Talk, a hybrid Power Ranger Ninja Turtle podcast. And we're back with Cowabunga Ranger Talk. Today we're looking at the 1984 comic book Turtles from Playmates. These are coming in these boxes, and they're all the exact same box. You can see there. It's a decent enough box. Back in 1984, a single 40-page black and white comic refined the comic book industry and that created the worldwide phenomenon for decades. The Ninja Turtles have entertained and thrilled legions of fans across the globe, and they're still going strong, which is pretty true. So there it is. They're all the same box. These are actually repaints of the Ninja Turtles and Stranger Things 2-packs. Those figures, they're these, but in black and white with the red bandana. So that's what we're looking at. I originally liked this sculpt. That's why I figured I'd get them. They're decent enough. And I saw all four, so I figured might as well, go for it. So let's start here with Raph. Not going to be keeping no boxes, so it's fine to sort of just rip into him. Space purposes. Comes with this inlay, which is pretty decent, and this manhole cover. There it is, says Raphael. Put that to the side now and get to Michelangelo here. They come pretty basic, just the figure, the manhole, and their weapons. So if you're thinking, oh, multiple heads or multiple hands, no, this is pretty by the numbers stuff. Michelangelo. Chained weapon. By the way, if you just like force pull them like I did, you should be alright, because these feet, they just like plug back in. Then you're fine. Because some would be, oh man, they broke it. No, the turtle's fine. Slide in his weapon there. I'll keep one like that, just to hold his piece there. Now Donnie. Let's see what Donnie's got here. A lot of box, but these days you're getting a lot of box for a little figure, so it's pretty standard. It's the manhole for Donnie. Clean him up a little bit so he doesn't have all little wires and stuff. Let's see. Little zip ties. Let's see if we can put this freaking staff on. The hands are good and tight, by the way, so if you're worried about that, he does hold his staff pretty well. And it looks fine. Now Leo. By the way, thanks to everyone who's watching the channel and enjoying the content, because that's why we do it here. Also the manhole. See, there you go, Leonardo. Leo pops out. Let's put the weapons on Leo. There we go. And let's finish off the turtles with Raph over here. I like these sides, by the way. They're nice. There. See, put the weapons on them so they don't get confused or anything like that. A little snug, but it's the idea. Here we go, a little more cleaned up. So this is the basic body for the turtle. Got a hinge right here at the upper thigh. It's got ball sockets, so it does have pretty good range of movement. They all have the same body, so if you're wondering about that, which just like the original release ones had the exact same body. See there, you get a close-up of the head, because that's usually the money shot right there. These scratches look fine. I wish they would have added a little more to the back of the legs, but considering other releases, they didn't put any really, so it's fine. The neck, it's on a big ball socket there too, so it does give pretty good movement. There is Raphael. Let me show you Leonardo's head sculpt. Right there. His weapons are good too. They fit very nicely in his hands. Like I said, this is a repaint, so you're not getting anything you didn't already get, but it's still nice and fun. One thing I would add about these turtles though, and I would have liked them to have done, is give them their slots so you can put their weapons in or something like that, because I always like my turtles with their storage on them. Now over here, now let's look at Donnie. Donnie right here. Move the bow so you can get a better look at the head sculpt of Donnie. Right there. Nice big staff. Got double elbows. So he's got elbow and, you know, there. Wrist articulation. It's got the little peg, but it's also got the hinge, so it could do this and it could do this, so, which is pretty good. There he is. And now let's look at Mikey. I really like these chains, by the way. These chucks. This is the head for it. See? Right there. And you know what? Let's go ahead and put the weapons on him too. Just for the fun of it. This is a fun sculpt. I said this about a year ago on the show, that I would get these. They released them in the original Playmates colors, you know, the lavender, the almond, the olive green, dark green. If they did that, I'd be all in on it. So there they are, the comic book turtles, quote unquote. I think they look pretty good. If you guys like this video, you know, like the channel and the content, you know, subscribe and all that stuff, leave a like, and thanks. Until next time, bye. Before we go, here's a nice establishing shot of the four brothers in their stands with some dynamic posing, just to show you that they could. See, they are kind of in the air, and the stand does help it. Because some would wonder, hey, what would you do with the stand? What would you not do? So there's that. Now I am putting them with the other black and white turtles, the comic book turtles, that were released a little bit ago, which are also repaints, because this is Playmates, of the original, I guess, 2012 turtles that they did. So that's what all 8 of the turtles look like. For those of you wondering, oh, what's the difference? First off, I gotta be honest, the 2012 repainted turtles, if you will, from the classics line, because Playmates, oh man, when they do stuff like this, but they do yellow pretty badly, and I haven't had these for very long. I've had these about, I don't know if the camera can tell, but I've had these for about, I don't know, like 8 months, and they're already, because I got them for a Christmas present, and they're already yellowing pretty hard. It is a different plastic, so maybe there's, you know, and it's a different sculpt of turtle. So, as you see there, might get a better interpretation of it, because these look very white, and these have a little bit of paint to the back, while these, all they have is the line on the shell right there, basically. Like there's no anything, and all of the turtles are the same, so there's that. Here is Mikey and Mikey's heads, you know, the 2 Mikey figures, so you can get a good look at them. Move them around a little bit, get a better idea of what they are. Here we are with Donnie and Donnie. Get another idea of what they're looking like. Really happy that they finally got rid of this like finger thing and just gave them regular gripping hands. So that's a big improvement on them in general. So here we can see Raph and Raph. I don't hate these light gray spots either, so, but just to give you an idea of what we're doing here. And here is Leo and Leo. Now I don't know why it got scuffed up here when all I've done is literally put it in the box, but I don't know, I guess again, like it might be the plastic. So another little thing to kind of go over is points of articulation. The heads are both on ball sockets. The arms have pretty much the same number of articulation. The update is the hands. Also the legs have these thigh in cuts that here they're a lot smaller, so they move better and they're able to sit a lot more deeply, because see, that's the best he can do, but he can sit down pretty much all the way. Also, the legs are pretty much pinned. The knees are pretty there too. The update here is they decided to go with these big feet, which I like a lot better than this like toe thing that doesn't need to be there and doesn't really help with the balancing. But yeah. And here's a final shot of everybody together. Thanks for watching. Bye.